All right. Well, good morning, everyone, and welcome to the April 16th Left 2 board meeting. I'd like to call us to order and start off by taking a moment of silence to remember our fallen brothers and sisters, as well as those in the military. All right, thank you very much. Well, we are, as I mentioned, April 16th, getting closer to hopefully the end of the legislative session, and we have our legislative updates can take place today, just a couple items on the agenda. So I'm going to go ahead and turn it over to Jacob.
Good morning. Quick update. First with the good news. Not that there's any bad news, but the board's bill ended up being Senate Bill 5306, sponsored by Senator Holy, passed the legislature and is now awaiting delivery to the governor's office for signature. So some other bills of interest that we've been following and keeping the board updated on. I'm going to start with House Bill 1270. This was the DRS sponsored bill or endorsed bill that made it so that local employers could use the auto enroll feature for the deferred compensation program if their employer offers the state's DCP. And so that also passed the legislature, I believe, yesterday. And is also being sent to the governor for signature. And then the two bills that we've been keeping an eye on, House Bill 2034, which is the termination of LEOFF Plan 1, and then Senate Bill 5085, which is the merger of all of the Plan 1s, and then it gives a COLA to PERS and TERS 1. Both those bills are still alive. They're both, I believe, would fall under the necessary to implement the budget. And so the House bill has passed out of House Appropriations, but has not had a vote on the floor. And the Senate bill passed out of the Senate, had a hearing in House Appropriations, but it did not or has not moved out of House Appropriations yet. And then there was one other bill that I don't know if we've talked about in these meetings, but I know there's been some questions about. It does not impact LEFT 2, but it's Senate Bill 5357, which is regarding the actuarial funding of the pension systems. And so it impacts all the other active pension systems, and it changes the assumed rate of return from 7% to 7.25%. And so that would lower the contribution rates in all of those plans. So that's a bill that Steve and I have been keeping an eye on, making sure that LEFT 2 is not added to the bill. And so far it has not been. And that bill has passed out of the House and was amended in Senate Ways and Means before being passed out of Senate Ways and Means, and has at this point not been pulled to the floor in the Senate yet. So we're going to keep an eye on that one as it moves forward and any amendments, and we'll update you if definitely if LEFT 2 is brought into it at all.
Jacob, could you say that bill number again, please?
Yeah, Senate Bill 5357.
Thank you.
Yep. And so that's my update. If there's any questions, be happy to answer them. Otherwise, I'm going to hand it off to Steve.
Okay. For today's administrative update, first off, you received a quarterly budget report. Right now, as we head into the end of the biennium, the variance is less than 0.5% or right around 0.5%. So it's tight but positive, and I expect that we're not going to have any problems with that between now and the end of the biennium. But if you have any questions, either now or outside the meeting about anything in the budget report, please let me know. Stakeholder outreach. There is a financial wellness seminar in Seattle tomorrow, and Tim will be there. The State Council of Firefighters has their educational seminar in a little over a week. That's in Kennewick. We'll have ombudsman there. Tim will be there. Jacob will be there. The Washington Association of Police Chiefs, they'll be having their spring expo in the first half of May before the next board meeting. We will have a table there, and similarly, Walk-Ops will have their spring membership meeting in May before the next board meeting in Everett, and we'll have a table there as well. Jacob will be there also to talk about session, I believe. But that's what we have for stakeholder outreach. There's a couple of fiduciary education opportunities coming up from NCPERS and the International Foundation. So if any of the trustees are looking for opportunities, and NCPERS is in May, IFEBP is in July, but we can certainly facilitate any members who still want to get in, even into the May one. The next board meeting, if there are no questions about any of that, the next board meeting is May 28th. And that'll be after session, and that'll be the first regular meeting of the of 2025. You guys will be starting your interim planning process. And so I wanted to mention a couple of things. One, just as a friendly reminder, this will be my last interim with you. So as we go into this, one of the things that has been suggested to Jacob and to me from many of you is giving Jacob the opportunity to run board meetings, sit up here in the director's chair during board meetings. So we're going to do that beginning in May. He's going to kind of take the lead on the whole interim work plan development process with you. So he'll be up here in May, and afterwards, June, potentially July, depending on how long it takes you guys. So it's not going to be one meeting. He'll be up here with you through the whole interim work plan development process, but beginning in May. So just as a heads up, things will look a little bit different in May. With that, Mr. Chair, did you want to talk about public comment, or did you want me to cover that?
There you go. I'll go ahead and mention it, and I'll turn it over to you. So the LEOFF 2 board welcomes public comment in advance of all meetings and has posted instructions on its website for the submission of written comments. For this meeting, staff received comments from Curtis Wright regarding suggested labor and industries legislation and distributed those comments to all board members in advance of today's meeting. Thank you for your comments. So Steve, I know you had some thoughts on this related to labor and industries.
Yeah, we will. The plan is to add this to the list of issues that you guys can consider as you start developing your interim work plan. As many of you know, when PTSD as a result of repetitive exposure was considered a occupational illness by LNI, and the law was changed to include that, that law was not made retroactive. And so that's what Mr. Wright's correspondence concerns. But again, we'll talk about that with you at the next meeting. We'll flag it along with every other issue that we've received or that's come up during session or leading into the next interim, and that'll be there for you. And I'll leave it at that. Unless there's any questions.
Yeah. Any questions from anybody from the group?
Okay, again, the next meeting of the board, May 28th. It'll be a regular meeting and we'll see you there.
I guess since we called the meeting to order, I need a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Second.
Motion is made and seconded to adjourn this meeting. All those in favor say aye.
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 Bye.
Opposed? All right. See everybody on May 28th. Thanks. Thanks, Senator, for your bill work too. Appreciate it.